Welcome back to Eggs on Toast with Ethan and Alex. Relax and enjoy today's episode.
Double stacked, bro.
Yeah. 2 stack and a half.
Oh, okay, I'm just moving this a tiny bit closer.
You know, for my 14th, I think, birthday. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't know I was boring you so much.
No. As I moved it, it cut out.
You know,
my
I was
right
11
ear.
in year 7.
Yeah, same.
No, you were 12.
Oh, true. Why?
Just I was
Fucking
born in
child.
the early half of the year.
Okay.
Anyway.
So like half the year.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, you're so
You know, I skipped a year.
because of your move.
I didn't do year 4, yeah. Did you have a similar thing in... You didn't ever live in
Nah,
South Africa?
I never.
South Africa? You never lived there?
I never lived in South Africa.
No, I didn't.
that was an average accent. Nah, I was
Average is
born
better
in
than
Melbourne.
bad. Bad is a typical, like...
Afrikaans. Come here.
Hey, boy, come here.
The only South African I can do quite well is
Mr.
Claw's line in Claw's like scene in Black Panther. Come here. You can go, but just don't tell anybody, alright?
Wait, Chappie. Have you seen Chappie?
Hugh Jackman, the robot?
Yeah.
No, like he's not the robot.
Yeah, but he's becomes like
He hates
a
robots.
mecha.
Hugh Jackman and robots, man. Real steel as well.
Dude, he loves it.
Alright, are we
Yeah, we can go.
Yeah, man.
Wait. Just give me 1 sec.
Alright, one.
I haven't
I'm that guy.
But count as if your time dilation is as if there were anti-quarks, because you're going past the speed of light, so you're actually traveling back in time.
Okay.
So count as if it's that.
I thought you can't go back in time. I thought you can slow down time to a stop. I don't know, dude.
I'm just fucking.
I'm just gonna watch Interstellar.
That teaches you everything you need to know
It
about
does, man,
physics,
it does.
basically.
Yeah, eight
Pretty
year.
sure the power of love is the most important element of, or the most important force of the
Yeah,
universe.
dude, it transcends
Space and
dimensions.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's love, Tars. It's
Yeah.
love.
All right, so I was editing the last few episodes, and like Ethan swears about 20, 30 times on average, and I swear about twice. So just throwing it out there. Ethan makes my job harder.
Okay,
And he knows
I'm
that,
aware
and I
now.
know that he knows. So.
we had a good chat. Actually, before we probably start,
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
just debrief. Like,
Should I get my phone?
no.
I can't believe you thought I said use ChatGPT for that, dude. I just spoke from the heart, and
It sounded like a crafted ChatGPT.
You know what's funny though? I had a feeling you would say something like that, which is just
Also-
speaks volumes to our friendship.
No, 6 volume about you.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Well,
like
I'm
I've
that's just fake.
Well, no, just whenever we are like coming up with ideas or like certain
Yeah.
things, it's like, dude, ChatGPT.
I don't. Okay, I don't
Don't
rely
lie
on
and
I
pretend
don't rely on ChatGPT, but I do utilize it a lot these days. What's such a useful tool, dude?
Dude, I'm worried that
Yeah.
the recording may be even too much.
What? Too high?
Yeah. Look how
Really?
loud I am.
I think what happens is, again, this is why we should quickly debrief, is because we, as we mentioned, we need to be more conscious of, 1, swearing, 2, speaking over each other, because I think it's like
major.
I think it's like a cycle, not a cycle. It like, what's
It's
it?
a tennis match.
Yeah. So like let's say I speak, and then you jump. Let's say you speak, and I jump in. I like raise my voice to try and jump in,
And then I
interject.
want to keep speaking.
Exactly, and it just bang, 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 bang.
It's the thing about like the push and pull, but
Mhm.
making sure that like if someone does jump in, don't try and fight for it almost.
Exactly.
Like if you're like, oh, but this is this, I'll take a quick step back,
Yeah.
allow it.
Cool.
But also, I think mainly like if because instead of trying to force the conversation to be different,
Mm-hmm.
which there doesn't need to be, I think the way that the conversation can remain the same or still feel natural without it being like, oh, it doesn't feel real because we're not doing a human conversation. If our focus is on listening
Mm-hmm.
and like literally if it's just on listening and you're talking, then my main thing is like, I've got 2 ears and 1 mouth. I should listen twice as much as I speak. So I'll listen to you, you finish your thing, and then I bring my point in. I think that's a pretty decent rule.
I think
I don't know why I brought that. I don't know.
I totally agree. I think
This isn't going in.
no, it's not.
Just-
I think that
Admin.
a important thing is, as you just spoke on, you when say you're speaking, I need to be actively listening.
Soaking up what I'm saying.
Exactly, as well as I need to always be looking for an opportunity to respond, but sometimes that time isn't the right time.
Yeah.
So I get like you could have said 3 sentences and I could jump in, but maybe that 4th sentence is the most important sentence, and therefore I need to just wait just that little bit longer.
Yeah, you do. But for me, because whatever you're saying doesn't matter, I'll just like interrupt all the time.
So you just peaked there, bro. All right, two more things.
Dude.
I
I just had a horrible like.
really
I was gonna say a really mean thing.
say it.
But you have to cut. This can't go in.
Okay, I promise. I'm sure plenty.
I
I would say like
that's
I would say like
simplifying
a
it,
solid
but-
10% of people peaked in high school. I couldn't put a percentage on it, but like
dude,
you could
you'd
go
find
through
out
the Kringle.
at the 10-year anniversary. You'll fucking
well,
find out.
apparently no one goes
Oops.
to that, even though I kind of want to go.
I want to go.
Yeah, I want to go too.
Why don't people go to that?
I don't know. I'll be there next year. Is there a 5-year one?
No, the 5. That's crazy, bro.
I know. It's the end of next
Yeah.
year, so it's like
We're coming on to 4 years
15
almost,
months away.
bro.
I know, it's scary. I was talking to Mitch about levers. Like I was telling him some lever stories, and yeah, it was.
Was he like, bro, you were there 4 years ago?
Let me again, bro. Just went on a tangent, but I loved it.
Yeah. Oh man,
I love
that's
it.
the passing of time.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember the things. That's one. Sometimes.
So wait, sorry. Quick before you move
See,
on.
this shit.
So before you move on,
Not move on, move back. Oh God, wow.
the 5-year I think is like if students organize it. The school doesn't organize
School
it.
does 10, 20, 30.
Yeah, or 10, 15 or
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the things we gotta be.
imagine if we say coach at the 10-year.
He won't go, bro.
He's not part of our school, bro.
What? Yes, he was.
He left in year 10.
Yeah, and he arrived in like year 9, but he was still
So,
there.
You're not part of our year.
He's a third as good as us.
not even a third of as good. He's
Anyway,
like
bro.
1/10 as good.
Bruh.
Go ahead.
We suck, man.
No.
We-
This isn't part of the pod.
no,
so I'm
it's
like,
not. It's not. One thing is like, say I'm telling a story. You just like randomly like jump in and go like, oh, by the way, do your mic speaking? Like I don't have a clear solution to that because you're right. I do that sometimes.
What I should do is actively fix it and allow you to continue to speak. That's a great point. No, that's a good point to bring
And
up.
another thing is, say when one of us are in the middle of speaking or in a
Oh, by the way, no, I'm joking.
when we're like deep, when we like hit a flow state and we start or in active, really good conversation, sometimes like a housemate comes through or something happens and then we just jump out and like we lose all that momentum.
So if that does happen, genuinely, like if someone's, because honestly, the audio, the conversation's way more important than the visual.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like the visual's happening, but
Yeah.
like I don't. Oh,
No,
I was gonna swear.
Good boy.
I don't watch visual podcasts.
No, I don't. But I'm glad we
People
film.
do.
Yeah, people.
I'm
do.
glad we're filming it, but like, and there's value in it, but like, yeah, the conversation more important. So if that is happening, if someone comes up, just genuinely, just like I'll be like,
yeah,
and that's fair. It won't stop the conversation. Just keep talking. I think those things where it's like, yeah, if there's a technical difficulty and one of us notice it, go fix it.
Yeah.
As opposed to bring it
Sure.
up, or if someone's at the door, just be like silently, no.
Yeah. The main chunk of our audience will be listeners, I reckon.
Yeah, of course.
But I do still really like us filming.
Bro, I've got so
Okay,
much
dude.
to bring up.
Cool, man. That's awesome. All right, shall we?
Yeah, well, I saw Barbie again,
Ooh.
and on review it's an 8. It's exactly the same level as
Did you? Oh yeah.
I gave it
You kept
8.5.
That's
right?
right. Oh, it went down.
Went down to 8.
Ooh. Tell me about that, bro.
I went.
Wait, it's just before you do that. That wasn't.
No, I'm listening, man.
That wasn't funny. No, just before you say that.
But we leave that. Now you can cut that whole segment that
Okay.
you're interrupting, and then this bit, right?
Oh, so we just.
I was waiting for a up. Now I can swear.
you. Nah.
This is all getting cut,
we're just
by
the
way.
Barbie. We're just the Barbie Oppenheimer guys at this point. We just talk about it every episode.
Anyway, I saw Barbie again. All right, now let's.
Oh
now
my god!
But with that in mind,
Okay.
like just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, I went to Barbie again with all the housemates, and it bumped down to an 8. However, I enjoyed it almost more the second time.
Paradoxical.
Yeah, it was. Like, I think the thing that I did, what I noticed a lot, and that something I didn't necessarily think was executed perfectly, was like the feminist aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed in upon second watch, like how much and how often and how early the feminism is brought in. The first watch I was watching it, I was like, oh right, like what's this movie? Like I was figuring it out. On second watch, I was like, oh, there's like so many moments of, which I was fine with, but there's so many moments where it's like them bringing up feminist aspects, or just like women empowerment, and showing the kind of inequality and just differences and stuff like that.
Because I guess you know what's happening the second time around, so you almost see it coming, and therefore you know it's there, so you pay more attention to it.
Yeah, and it actually gave me an interesting thought of, like, as I was watching it, I was like, I know every single, like, basically frame. Like, as I'm watching this for a second time, I know every single frame, every single, like, image that is going to be shown to me as it's shown. Like, I'm familiar with this, I'm familiar with this. But it's similar to, like, when you're studying for an exam and you have, like, the answer sheet next to you. Because when you've got the answers and it's showing you the answers,
when you're practicing,
like for a physics exam or something, you've got the solution for like one of the large answers. You look and you're like, oh, of course. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like the worst way to study. But I totally do that too.
I know it's a bad way to study. I'm saying, like, it showed me how bad. It showed me how bad it is, because it was like, I'm watching this movie and there's no way that I could recite to you in intricate detail every scene right now.
But almost as it's happening.
Not. But as it's happening, I literally know every single image that I'm about to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed me, like, damn, if I'm ever studying for something again, absolutely never have the answers next to me, because it makes you think, like, oh yeah, like,
makes you think it's so obvious.
Because you're like, oh, I've learnt this once before. Yes, I do understand that concept. But if you don't have the answer, and I was already aware that it was a bad way of study, but it just doubled down as to how bad it was.
For sure, man.
Anyway, yeah, I thought it was more funny on second watch, but yeah, I think that it did get a little preachy at times, but I can so look past that for what for the movie that it is.
Yeah.
And I think people who don't like the movie, same as Oppenheimer, don't really understand what the movie's actually about.
I agree.
I feel like we might have said that the first time. I don't know.
We definitely, most of what you just said, we both had already spoken about, which is great, because it means that even
was
on
like
first viewing,
valid.
we understood the content. So yeah.
Wow,
man, that's great.
Yeah.
Good to be back, dude.
Yeah, long trip. How long were you gone for? 2 weeks?
Yeah, just over 2 weeks. 15th. I left on the 2nd of August, and it is now the 17th of August. So yeah, I arrived back 16th late.
Yesterday.
Yeah, very
last
late.
night.
Yeah.
On a flight?
Yeah, on a flight.
How much was the flight, by the way? Back to Perth.
300-ish.
That's so cheap.
I know, it was good. Just
ridiculous.
I'll keep going on it, but guys, welcome back to Eggs on Toast with Alex and Ethan.
Hello.
We have been putting up the episodes that we had filmed in the past weeks, because I was away for 2, as we just mentioned, and now we're back, and I'm excited. Hadn't seen Ethan in 2 weeks, and yeah, it's good to be back, dude.
Yeah. Were you editing on your
I was,
holiday?
yeah. Mitch and I were doing our thing.
Okay. Was he doing any TikToks on the trip?
Not
like
TikToks, but he was doing ads. Yeah, no, he doesn't.
In front of Ayers Rock.
He doesn't do dancing. No dancing. But
didn't even know.
Sorry. It's well, I'll get to Ayers Rock in a moment. But yeah, left on the 2nd. We were supposed to do an extra final episode before I left, but I just was like, nah, there's too much on my plate. Don't have time. Sorry, dude.
Mm.
And then arriving today, I had overslept. In fact, I woke up normal time, then I fell asleep again.
Dude, I didn't even know that. You should have told me, like, I didn't
when
realize.
when I was getting back?
Yeah.
It's all right,
You
dude.
made it seem like you were way more at fault than.
I mean, I still was at fault.
Yeah, but
But
I wasn't annoyed. But it would have even,
no, yeah.
lessened the blow. Like,
Yeah.
the understanding would have been like, oh, dude, totally.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
sleep more.
That's true. But yeah, so yeah, got back late last night. Yeah, flight wasn't too bad. It was 3-3 aisle in the middle. There was a lady
That's a
aisle, then no one in the middle, and then I had the window seat. So that was great. It was
Did you
really
and the person?
nice.
Did you?
Yeah, we interacted. We just said hello.
Did you both spread onto the next seat?
We both put some of our stuff there, and we both when we were falling asleep. I went to that. I spread my legs a little bit. It was nice.
Dude, putting that armrest up and having that extra man spread space.
I was man spreading. I was man spreading a bit because I could, which was nice. Tried to sleep. I slept probably 2 hours out of the 6, but it wasn't quality sleep. I was going in and out.
It just
It's never good.
I find that because I used to not be able to sleep on planes, and now when I'm on a plane and I'm sleeping, or when I'm on a plane, I know I'm going to be bored. I know how uncomfortable I'm going to be. I think as a kid I wasn't as uncomfortable because I was smaller.
That's true. And you don't really fully understand what's going on, I guess. Or what age? What age are you referring to?
Any age. I think I would have understood what was
really?
going on. Yeah.
There's a little kid behind me kicking my seat.
But
But I'm a grown man, so I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm not going to get angry at a kid. That's silly.
that's so, dude.
Well, that's so what?
Just calling yourself a grown man. That's so true.
It is.
No, that's true.
It's a reality I have to accept, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you think not clubbing has taught you that you're a grown man?
I'd say it's helped.
Yeah.
No alcohol's helped too.
I was actually thinking about becoming an alcoholic.
Oh, great. You can pick up my slack if you want. Yeah.
Because I barely drink now.
Yes.
But yesterday,
want to be an alcoholic.
I want to drink more. Like I'm being really
Okay,
healthy. I'm not.
So this
drinking,
episode
but
title, Ethan aspires to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, but that was one other thing. I don't think we should talk about what the title should be.
No, it's just
I don't like it.
well,
Because when I hear it, I'm like, oh, you've just spoiled. Like, not even
That's
spoiled
true.
it. Like they know the title. They've seen it already.
They see the cogs working for the title where we could do that off screen.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, so as you guys gathered, I was away for 2 weeks. I went on a road trip with my mate Mitch. He moved to the Gold Coast for work, and he was driving there because he wanted to bring the car, and he was like, would you like to come with me? And I was like, let's go. That sounds phenomenal. So spent the last 2 weeks traveling across Australia. It was great. It was a bucket list item. So glad to have done it.
Did you go along the Nullarbor?
Yep, sure did. Awesome opportunity. Yeah, so I'll give a quick summary of the trip. But before I get into that,
Don't make it like my story. About
I won't. I'll keep it as brief as I
about
can.
clubbing.
I'll do my best, dude. While on the trip, Mitch and I filmed like a 4-episode special.
Was it like a mini series almost?
Yeah, I would call it a mini series.
Yeah.
We called it Eggs on Toast Coast to Coast.
Oh wait.
Does that sound good?
That's good, man.
Yeah, so we filmed in an iconic location we filmed in 4 iconic locations of Australia. I won't say too much because I would like you guys to go listen and view it. I think it's a good, not as long episodes. Each one was about 20 to 30 minutes, which was nice, like little bite-sized pieces of content. Not as long as this. Yeah. Bro just raised his hand. Yeah, bro.
I don't
want
to. Because you're on a roll, but
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go, man, go.
So, do you were you having it under someone's what car did you take, by the way?
Mitch had a Toyota Prado, 2007. Yeah.
So what were you?
Big boy.
Where did you film? Did you film on the dashboard of the car, or?
I'm not gonna say anything, bro.
Dude, there's gonna be some good backdrops, aren't there?
Because
that's so exciting.
because I was there and Ethan wasn't. Every episode I'd say, "Hey, this is Alex. Ethan's chilling in Perth, so my mate Mitch is stepping in." And yeah, Ethan hasn't listened to any of it yet. So he's almost an audience member now. He is. In fact.
I've got to. I was gonna tell you what you could have, not what you could have done, but what you.
Go,
could,
man. Tell me.
I'm not gonna do it because
Why?
next time when you're away, I'll do it.
When I'm away.
Whenever like there's a time where I'm recording without you.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like a. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I think the running theme should be like if we're away, it's instead of saying like instead of saying the reality of like, oh, Ethan's back in Perth, like oh, Ethan's off fighting a croc right now. He can't record.
That's good. That's good.
And just like come up with like a scenario each time.
That's good.
Do you like it?
I very much like that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that was an exciting time. I felt while traveling, it was across Australia. It would have been a good opportunity to like while I was in these cool places to do something like that. So I didn't really even fully run it past you. I might have said it in passing before I left, but then like while doing it, I was like, oh hey, by the way, I'm doing this. I hope that's okay.
No, you had already done it. You're like, hey, we filmed 4 episodes.
No, we were what? No. Oh, I think I said we had filmed 2, but we're gonna film another 2. So yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But
please do.
It was good, man. So yeah, Australia was awesome. My home country. So excited to have experienced it. I would probably do it again, like down the line, maybe
like a road trip thing again.
I would do it because Mitch had accommodation that had already started over in Gold Coast. We were under a bit of time pressure to get there as soon as we could because he was just wasting money at that point. But we still had a great 2 weeks, and it was really, really, honestly life-changing, which sounds a bit corny, but I fully mean that. And it was great.
What was the most profound thing, or one of the profound things on the trip that maybe either in the moment or now in retrospect that you can reflect on as like one of the things that made it a life-changing experience?
Honestly, man, Uluru was magnificent. We
You walked it?
There was no. Oh no! Oh,
You
around?
walk around?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like
No.
climbed it. No, because obviously, as I'm sure you know, you can't. Yeah, we did.
Good walk, right?
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Right?
So
You wouldn't expect a walk around a rock to be that.
no, even just looking at it and like feeling its energy, kinda. It was incredible. So on the second night of the trip, the night of the 3rd of August, we were at this place called Madura. We had just stopped. We had driven like 8-9 hours that day.
Where's Madura in Australia?
It's still in WA, but it's close. It's sort of close to the border of South Australia. It's along the Nullarbor. It's like the beginning of the Nullarbor essentially.
Yeah.
And we knew the time constraints we were under, and it was funny. We arrived at this like little motel place, had a little bar and restaurant as well. Walked in, we were like, please have a room, because we had been driving so long and we hadn't showered in 2.5 days, and we were like, it would be nice to get a night, because Mitch brought a swag, and we were sleeping in the swag the whole time, and we were like, we would like to stay in a motel like once or twice just to like good reset, as opposed to like a campsite or a campground.
Yeah.
And we got there, they didn't have a place. And we weren't surprised because we came so late at night. It was like 8 p.m. And then we got some fish and chips. We sat outside a closed petrol station, and we got out the map of Australia, and we were planning the rest of the route. And we were like, can we even make it to Uluru? Because there's no direct. You have to go
like a straight line up.
Exactly. You have to go through Port Augusta, which is in South Australia, a little bit north
Near the
of
border.
Adelaide.
Near the border of like NT and South Australia.
Port Augusta is not quite. It's sort of in the. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's not near the border, but basically Port Augusta takes you up to Alice Springs, Northern Territory, and just before Alice Springs, you take a hard left and go to
So it's
Uluru.
just so out of your way.
So it was basically an extra like 25 hours of driving, like 12 and a half up, 12 and a half down. We were like, Mitch was not, honestly, Mitch was not keen because of the extra driving.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we might have to miss it. But I was excited to go. So I was trying to convince him. And then when we got there, man, we also decided to see Uluru at sunrise. Bro,
Sunrise,
so beautiful, man. Yeah.
So
Because
did you?
because we were like because there's no really it's really expensive to stay in the Uluru area
Yeah.
because it's not really an Alice Springs dodgy. So we didn't want to stay in Alice Springs either. So we're like, let's do sunrise or sunset. Let's drive in the darkness and then arrive.
Really, you drove at night? Oh
Well,
my god!
It was like first light was coming through, so it wasn't pitch black. But dude, the shadow of the rock, just like the black, it was just black.
You could see it on the horizon.
You could see it, bro. It was ominous, bro. It was ominous.
It's creeping up on you.
And then you see the sun shining on it. The shadows are like rain, a waterfall of light going down the rock. Oh, it was beautiful, man.
The colour?
I'd love to go back. Yeah, the colors were beautiful. And Mitch was just like, I'm so glad we went, bro. I'm so glad we did this. And I was like, I totally agree, man. It was so nice. So I would say Uluru was
Totally worth
the highlight
the
of the trip.
25?
Totally worth it, man.
Wow.
They should make a direct sealed road from Perth to Uluru.
Don't you think it's kind of beautiful that like you have to take
Yeah.
the one road?
You know what? You're 100% right.
It keeps
dude.
it not like a tourist trap, you know? Otherwise it'd be like writhing with tourists.
It's kind of like Krispy Kreme coming to Perth. It's like once it's
Once it's
not
there,
there,
it's-
like the appeal is there.
I don't go.
The appeal's lost.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. Yeah, man. The trip was awesome. And then we obviously went back down the same way we came, but
back
it was
to Port Augusta.
back to Port Augusta. And then we had smashed out like 2/3 of the driving in like a third of the time, so we could really chill out on the second portion of the trip. Stopped in Adelaide for the day. Adelaide's all right. Like people give it a lot of flack.
It's like Perth.
It's like Perth.
It's like it's just another Perth.
I agree. It's like a big country town.
Yeah.
But not as bad as people say. But also, I get why people say that. Like, it's not phenomenal. It was just,
And
it
it's
was
cold
there.
as well, right?
That day. It was actually hot.
Wow.
There was like not a cloud in the sky, so
Oh,
That
a good day to be there.
it was a nice day to be there. Spent the day there. Then we kept driving. Then we hit Melbourne, and then we hit Canberra. Then we hit Sydney.
Oh, so did you go Melbourne and then you went straight up the Great Ocean Road?
We did, man.
Yeah.
Great Ocean Road was great.
Cool road.
Drove that as a kid, so it was nice to be back.
Yeah.
When I was in Canberra, do you remember Tournament of the Minds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally there like 10 years ago to like the week, I think.
Oh, did you do?
And it was
Did
great.
you do states in Tom?
Tournament
in
of the
Minds? I'm so bummed I never did that. Dude.
I'll give a quick recap to the listeners. So Tournament of Minds is like this high school extracurricular thing that you could do. Primary school and high school, in fact. I did it in year 5, and it's like there's regionals, states, and nationals. And the year we got into nationals in year 5, it was Perth. Perth was the host city because it rotates throughout Australia. And we were like, "Are you serious, bro? Are you serious right now?"
Yeah.
So we just drove down to Fremantle. Like, didn't feel that amazing. But then the next year, it was in Canberra, and we made it to nationals again. So we got to go to Canberra. That was awesome. And I was there 10 years ago. Not much had changed. They were renovating the War Memorial, and Parliament House was beautiful. Had a meeting with Anthony Albanese, and he just didn't show up for some reason.
You had a meeting with him.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, bro. But he didn't show up.
What, did you say that he was going to be on the pod or something?
No. He texted me, bro.
Did he?
Yeah. For real. No, that's cap. Anyway.
That was a great joke, man. No, sorry.
Moving
continue.
swiftly onwards. Went to Sydney. Sydney was great. Expensive. Bondi Beach was nice.
Expensive food and stuff.
Yeah, expensive.
Damn.
And then we hit Byron Bay. That was beautiful, man.
Wait, the mountain area?
What?
If you go out the back of out the back.
At the back.
If you like go inland from Byron Bay, it's like genuinely the most beautiful drive ever.
Really?
It's like misty meadow like valleys. It's beautiful.
Pretty much from Sydney to Gold Coast, we stayed on the coast.
Right.
But we hit Byron Bay. That was beautiful. I have a quick story. You're not going to believe me.
Did you see Jacob Elordi?
No. Who's that?
I think he's from Byron Bay. The main character from Euphoria.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Cool.
It wouldn't have been cool if I had guessed that.
Yeah. This story would have been 100 times cooler if I had any evidence, but
Oh, please.
I know it happened. Mitch knew it happened. So we hit Byron Bay. I'm on it. I'm not gonna lie. I was not in a great mood because I was very hungry, and the sun was hitting us directly, and I still had my like sort of like nightwear on. Like I had like 3 layers. Like I had a thermal t-shirt and a jacket, so I was hot.
Yeah.
Like my own fault. I should have said to Mitch, "Hey, can we pull over?"
Had you been driving like early morning?
Most mornings we were getting up and trying to leave at like 8-9 a.m. Yeah, and sometimes
So it was
earlier.
Chilly in the morning. Is that
It was
why?
chilly, but then when the morning sun hits it,
killer.
and it was directly in front, so it was hitting us on the windshield. And so I'm not in a great mood. I said, "Hey Mitch, I'm gonna go to Woolies to get some food. I'm hungry and thirsty and not in a great mood." So I walked in.
I'm so excited. The anticipation's killing me.
Walked in. I said, "Hey," I said to one of like the checkout ladies, "Hey, is there a bathroom or toilet nearby?" She's like, "Yeah, up." She goes, "Down the escalator." So I'm like, "Okay, down the escalator. Let's do it." Walk out. There's only an up escalator. So I'm like, "Okay." She probably just meant downstairs. So I take a lift downstairs, basement car park, nothing there. So I go back up. I'm like, okay, she must have meant up the escalator. She must have just misspoken. Go up the escalator, get changed. All this is happening, right? All these events are
Wait,
occurring.
you get changed up in. So
yeah,
there
up
is
in
a
the
toilet
there is a
upstairs.
bathroom up there.
So she meant up.
She meant up.
Okay.
And all these things are happening, right? Like I could have been at any place at any time, right? But all these things are delaying what's about to happen.
Right.
So I'm changed now. I'm comfortable. Go back down to Woolies, grab some sushi, and grab like a Chobani like yogurt.
Oh yeah.
Hit the checkout. All right, I'm at the checkout. I'm in the line to the self-serve
It's Matt
checkout.
Chaseling.
It's not Matt Chaseling. Okay, these 2 guys come up, walk past me, stand behind me. And I see them. I'm looking at them. I'm like, I swear I know these guys. I swear I know these people, but I don't. I'm not 100%
I know
sure.
who it is.
Who is it?
Inspired unemployed.
Yeah, dude. So I see them, and I'm like, bro, I swear that's them, but I don't know. So, and I do a double take.
Do they kind of look different in person a little bit?
They do, but also still recognizable enough to
Yeah.
where my brain went, hey, I'm pretty sure that's them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but I should have acted on my instincts, man. This is what I was telling Mitch. What?
You didn't talk to them.
No. I know, man. It's like I was explaining, like it's like the sands going, like just fumbling the bag, bro.
Yeah.
So I go to the checkout. I'm like looking back. I'm
And
just
they're
like,
behind you.
but in my mind is and in my mind I'm just like they're probably just 2 random blokes, and also I don't think they live in Byron Bay, so I was like, why would they be at this random Woolworths?
Yeah, that's interesting that you like. My impulse would be like, even if I think that
I
they're
know,
like, even if I think
bro.
that they're not them,
I know.
I'd turn around and be like, you guys look like.
I know. Sorry, I just picked them
But
up. I know, man.
that's
It's so frustrating in hindsight, man.
But like, that's just a thing that now that you hear that have had that experience, like
I gotta trust my instincts more.
in any situation that there's someone who you're like, is that them?
Yeah.
It's probably not. If it's not them, I guess I'll tell them that
I
they
know.
look similar.
And what also ran through my mind was they did like Practical Jokers.
Did they?
Yeah, they on Paramount Plus. They've done like an inspired
Have
unemployed
you watched it?
unpractical. No, but I know one of the scenes was they worked at like a supermarket. So running through my head, I was like, what if they're like filming right? What if they're doing a scene right now? Anyway, so I check out. They're like next to me, checking out as well, and.
Impractical Jokers has made you really skeptical of like life.
I know, man.
Life
And
moments.
so they leave. They leave, and I'm looking, and then I look back at them again, and I'm just like, you know, it's probably nothing. It's probably just 2 normal blokes just going about their day. And then Mitch is waiting outside for me. He's got 2 coffees, and I walk out to him. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? And he goes, did you just see Inspired Unemployed walk past? I just go, are you kidding me right now, bro? It was them.
Did he talk to them?
I think he did. I think he just said, hey, how's it going? But I'm really annoyed at myself. I didn't get a photo. I didn't speak to them.
Do you like them?
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're pretty dumb people.
Matt and Jack. Whoa.
Like, they're not intelligent people.
You are so mean, man. They're successful as hell. They're so
I'm joking.
They're the type of people I aspire to be to some extent. What? Successful content creators?
No. I'm not laughing.
You know what, man?
Pretend I didn't say that.
I've
This is
I've
coming-
rambled.
This is no, you haven't. This is coming from what I just said was coming from a place of like probably jealousy. So just pretend it didn't happen.
And then yeah, Byron Bay was nice. Hit the beach. Beach was beautiful. And then made our way to Gold Coast, and Gold Coast was lovely, man. Mitch, yeah, it was. Didn't feel like winter. It felt like summer. And
Winter over there is better than summer over there
wow.
because summer's wet.
Oh, I see.
Winter's like
Wait, I thought right.
like
okay.
summer over there because it's tropical, right?
Mm.
And summer over there, like you can just have really miserable days. Whereas July, August, it's like really comfortable 25 degrees, and it's a bit humid, right?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, it was. And
Did you go for a swim?
we did.
It was at the first place on the trip that you had swam at the beach.
Yes. Yeah.
And the water was warm, right?
Yeah, water was good.
Mm.
And yeah, the house Mitch was staying at was lovely. They had like a canal in their backyard. Like they pretty much just had a beach in their backyard. It was
What?
I'll show you photos.
They lived
after.
on like a canal?
Yep.
Like the Mandurah one?
A lot of people do. I'll show you. I'll show you it. It's like
Why is he living on there? Is it expensive? It must have been.
It's not that expensive.
Was he renting?
He's renting. Yeah. He has 4 roommates, all chicks. He was like the first guy.
Was this like a
in this-
content house?
Nah. He's the only content.
Man, I want to have an interview with this bloke because like he
Yeah?
just like I just don't understand. Like I don't think you even know what he does for work.
I do know what he does for work.
I don't.
I'll explain off camera.
Yeah.
It's a bit convoluted.
Yeah.
It's actually not even that convoluted.
No,
It's
but
just,
I feel like I would
I
have
haven't
questions.
explained to you properly
No,
yet.
I would have questions and it would just not be very fun to listen to.
Exactly. And yeah, his roommates were lovely. Lauren had moved the same day, so the two of them had moved in at the same time. There was Amy as well, and Molly, and Mitch. So yeah, the 4 of them kicking it up in Gold
Those
Coast.
are the most white names.
Whoa!
In all.
I mean, they were all white, so
no.
what does
I'm
that
not.
say?
I'm not dissing.
No, I
I'm
know
just
you're not
saying,
dissing.
like
No.
Molly, Mitch, Amy, and what?
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah, they were lovely though. And
Did you have like a dinner?
we
at
did.
the house
We
all together.
We had a steak cook up. That was delicious.
Oh, no veggies at the house.
What?
No.
No. It's funny. Amy is like vegan,
Mm.
so she didn't. She actually went out for dinner that night. So the 4 of
She
us
escaped the meat.
she had dinner plans anyway, and yeah, Mitch and I went shopping the first day. Came back with like milk and meat and stuff, and we walk in and she's like, "Is that cow's milk?" She's like, "Cow's milk has never stepped foot in this house." So like, yeah, it is.
Moo.
and the milk tastes different, man. The water tastes different throughout
So
Australia,
tasty.
man. Perth
water's
water's
terrible.
good. What? I'm the
It's
opposite.
bad.
Perth water's like good water. I don't know if I'm just used to it, but
Dude, if you get anyone
South
from this,
Australia water stinks, man. Sucks. Because I had it, because we filled up our tank of water in South Australia, and I was like, this sucks, man.
what did it taste like?
I can't.
Because Perth
I
water
can't
is
possi-
Perth water
I
tastes
can't-
chlorinated.
Okay.
From someone who like everyone in this house is from a different,
Mm.
basically different
Oh,
state,
yeah.
over east. No
Yeah.
one's South Australia or they're all over east.
Yeah.
Water over there is so clean, bro. In Melbourne,
Really?
it's just
so Melbourne water was decent.
so tasty. I was having a shower in Melbourne, and like I have like
yeah.
a hot shower for like 2 minutes, and then
Mm.
have like I'll like switch it to cold for like a
Mm.
minute and a half, and I was literally like the water went in my mouth. I'm like, damn, this is tasty. Like
Yeah.
this is so clean.
What?
So I started drinking the water
It's-
while I was having a shower.
I was genuinely thinking I should get a sample of each state's water, and we do like a state.
Why didn't you do that?
I know.
A state
I'm
taste
a
test.
silly boy. I'm a silly boy. I was thinking about it when I was in Gold Coast, so like I'd already hit all the spots. But yeah, man,
'Cause
Gold Coast.
you could have
That'd be a good segment.
Because what you could have done, you could have secured it, like frozen it. Like, did you have like a little freezer?
Would Frozen have changed the taste?
No, as in like I think freeze
Just to preserve.
preserve
No,
it.
we didn't have a freezer. We
Did you
didn't have a
esky?
fridge. We had an esky, but we never put ice in it. We just ate dry food most of the time. But we stopped at like unpowered campsites, and they had like camp kitchens, and we would use the amenities and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Chicken.
We actually didn't have a lot of meat. We had tuna. Had a lot of tuna.
Yeah, dude.
Like
So
25 cans of tuna. Yeah. Some good flavors as well, man. You can buy like Mexican style or savory onion or lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper's the best, I think.
I wasn't a fan.
No,
I really enjoyed the savory onion one. That was good. And Mitch loved the Mexican because it's got like beans in it.
Is this John West or
Yes.
or was this like Woolies?
No, it was like home brand.
It's better than
$1.10, bro.
Yeah.
Clutched up. And yeah, man, I had an awesome time. It was nice. We had been on the move, like had never stayed at a place for more than like an overnight stay sort of thing, or like spending a day in a capital city. And then when we arrived in Gold Coast, the first full day there, Mitch and I were like, it felt like everything had just slowed to a standstill because we had been constantly moving, and then we finally had an opportunity to chill. Like, because we were there for 3 days, and then I flew out yesterday evening.
Funnily enough, that's like that sense of like decompression and like a breath. Yeah. Finally, is like how my movie is hopefully gonna be. Like it ends in like a like a warm, decompressed, relaxing.
That's so funny you say that because I was filming a short film while on the trip. Yeah.
Nice. So, did you bring a camera or just use your phone?
So Mitch had a DSLR, so I was using that. And some of the filming was like, it was very. I described it to Mitch like it was like Iron Man. If you know what Iron Man was like, it was when they were filming, they didn't have a script. They kind of just, they knew,
didn't they?
They knew the structure of the story, but they didn't have like the lines or like key. They had all the key plot points, but they kind of just were doing it on the fly.
Really?
Yeah, fairly sure. Jon Favreau.
That's
just
crazy.
but I was explaining to him, I was like, look what came of that. Yeah. So I was trying to throw a positive spin on it. I was just gonna say,
sorry.
I hope my film is kind of like, hopefully gives a similar feeling as to what you described, and I'm gonna have to save it in post production because like we were very much filming on the go, and I didn't have the story. I had similar to Iron Man, I had the structure, but I didn't have the key moments fully fleshed out. Yeah, and I hope I can save it in post.
So you had like a general idea of what
I had a general idea, yeah, but some plans had to change, be altered. I wrote before I left for the trip. I wrote a little motto to myself. I was like, be creative and work with what you have. Like, nice. You're within your constraints. Like, do the best you can do within your environment, sort of thing. And adapt and try and work with what you have, essentially.
And how long do you think it'll be, the film?
Again,
like 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Hard to say. I would say, it could be 10, 15, 20. Okay. Like I could cut a lot down. I could.
But it's not like a super short. It's not like a 2-minute short film.
No.
Yeah, okay.
It will be it won't be longer than 20 minutes.
Okay.
So
nice. And so on your trips, was it like, would you say a day often consisted of mostly driving, or would you say like you tried to get driving out of the way early in the day, and then you'd stop?
A typical day would be wake up 7.
Don't get too.
No, I won't. Typical day would be wake up 7, 8 a.m., pack up the swag, have a little bit to eat or a coffee, or just skip that altogether, hit the road till fuel gets low, hit a petrol station, get some food there, get a coffee there. And if we hit like a town that we want to go to, or a major city we go to, stop there for a few hours, take in the scenery, and repeat.
And so in those moments of like stopping in a town or like at your campsite or whatever, did those feel like moments of like, because even though the whole trip felt like not a wash, but like there was a constant
kind of just came and went, man.
A constant momentum, and then you could finally breathe when you're in your last location. When you were at your campsite or in the town, did it feel like those moments were like kind of moments of like you grounding yourself? And
without a doubt, man.
And like, did you have time where you were just like chilling, sitting during the day?
Yeah,
or night?
We certainly had enough enough moments to where we could like relax and
Right.
and
It wasn't.
decompress.
You didn't feel like you were burning out.
No.
Okay.
There were times where I would say going to and from Uluru, that was like those
Killer.
2-3 days were like, one was like a 9-hour day of driving, one was like a 12-hour day of driving, and one was another like 12-hour day of driving. So, but beyond that, after that, it was like 4 to 6 hours of driving a day, which in comparison is nothing. And a funny thing is now that I'm back, 20 minutes feels like nothing. 20 minutes of driving feels like absolutely nothing to me, which is a nice feeling.
Did you
kind of makes me appreciate how convenient everything is.
Yeah, okay. And did you,
in a sense,
when you were driving, were you taking in scenery, or did it feel like this? Did it feel just like get to destination, or was that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a mixed bag. Sometimes
it was just like we need to get there.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of nowhere, especially.
A lot of the scenery was really nice. A lot of some would be just like flat plains. Sometimes would be like forests. Sometimes would be like dirt, desert. We stayed almost entirely on sealed roads, but there was one point where we could save ourselves like 2 hours. So we went like off-roading on like a dirt track.
That's fun.
I'm glad we didn't do that for a lot of it, because we
use a lot of fuel as well.
Used a lot of fuel, and we luckily had a jerry can, so we weren't ever stressed about.
No, but
being
yeah,
stranded.
like unsealed just uses so much.
Exactly,
petrol.
just very bumpy. But yeah, man, it was an awesome time.
And
Saw a lot of animals, alive and dead.
And take some good photos.
So many photos, man.
Nice.
So many photos and videos. I'll definitely show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Memories to last a lifetime, man.
Yeah. Any Polaroids? Did you take my advice?
No,
No.
I didn't, man.
Do you wish you did? Or are you happy?
A little bit.
Oh.
So expensive though. Like
Polaroids.
yeah.
No, you could have. It's not Polaroids.
Oh,
sorry,
the
film.
instant camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have done it. It's fine. You made a short film.
He had a really nice DSLR, so took a lot of high quality photos on that. He also has an iPhone 14. Took awesome photos on that, and on my own phone took that.
Boom.
So
How much did it all cost?
I think it worked out to be.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go. Give me
How many days were you gone? 15 days.
14.
Okay, so I reckon. I don't know if you have a breakdown, but I'm just gonna
I do. We
add it up.
on the last day we did a budgeting to see, because we were like alternating filling up.
Sure.
And
so you were figuring out.
he
how
would
to
pay
split.
for a campsite, and then I would pay for a campsite, or like I would do shopping, he would do shopping, and then we weighed up our total costs, and then the difference we divided by 2, and then that's how much one of us owed the other.
Yep.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
bro, hit me with your estimate.
Okay, so I reckon just quickly off the dome.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to dome off the dome.
Yeah. Don't speak about that.
Dude, why did you bring up dome?
You brought up what?
No, I'm joking. Off the dome. I would say, bro, petrol's that's gonna cost you like for 14 days. I reckon that's like.
Do you want to know the
2
kilometers to try and?
Nah, $2,000 of. Oh, even more. $2,000 of petrol.
Are you guessing how much I paid or how much we both paid?
All up.
All up, both
Yeah.
of us. Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess.
Well, there was some miscellaneous costs like
Okay,
I paid for a flight.
I'll do for you then.
Just do for me, yeah.
Flight 300, kilometers $1,000, 1,300. Food. Oh, you probably. Did you go to pubs?
No, neither of us drank.
You didn't go out at all?
We went out for dinner, lunch, or breakfast on
Here and there.
every here and there, but
Okay.
mostly buying from like Coles or Woolies or service stations for food.
Okay, so food for you, 2 weeks, 250,
Dun, dun, dun,
1,550.
dun, 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 dun.
Accommodation
Dun,
would have been probably
dun,
15 to 20 to 25 a night.
dun, 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 dun.
203. I reckon all up $2,000 for you. 2.5.
What? That's a big fluctuation.
Because I feel like
Sorry,
it's
a big-
unaccounted. Okay, for what I've added up, I'll say $2,000, but I think it's 2.5.
It was close to $2,000. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's not too bad, to be honest.
Not too bad. In my eyes, worth it, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
And I picked up some extra shifts before leaving, so I
Kind of
certainly
paid
had
off
them.
for it.
Exactly. So I'm not broke right now. Like I still have
Yeah.
a little bit of reserve savings.
That's kind of what I'm like before I head off.
I was more than happy to spend that
Mm.
much.
Before I head off to Europe at the end of
Mm.
the year.
What? This is news to me.
Oh. Oh.
Go on, bro.
I'm moving to Europe.
Yeah. Whoa.
No, so I'm
Invite?
going to Europe.
No. You have told me this.
So
With
I'm
jelly,
going
right?
Going to Europe
yeah,
with
you
Gel,
had told
and
me
I
this.
think I want to do a month of ski
Sounds
resort
awesome.
work in like Switzerland or something,
Cool, man.
or and not Angola. That's in Africa. I can't remember what it's called. Like around Switzerland and the other kind of countries near there,
Cool, man.
Italy and stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully I want to do like a working holiday 1 month for like the ski resort,
Awesome, man.
so I can get good at snowboarding, get good at skiing. Like
Hell
I'll have
yeah.
that experience, and it won't affect too much stuff.
Mm.
I would love to do like a full season, but this year's just not the year.
Cool, man.
Um,
Sounds great. What end of this year? Or start of next?
yeah. Probably
great.
December to end of Jan type thing.
Alright, bro.
So a month of travel, a month of travel, months of.
Sweet.
So we're gonna
That's we'll
we'll chat about this after.
that's
But that's
chill,
not a
man.
big.
That's
it's
exciting.
not a big issue. We'll bank up some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm glad I told you now.
For sure, man. No, I'm pretty sure you'd already told me, and I just forgot.
Yeah, but the ski thing is new.
Yeah.
But my sister was like, "Why don't you do it? Like, it's
You should,
worth
man.
it. Like, my friend did it. It's not that hard, and you don't have to commit to the whole
Yeah.
4 months or whatever of the season."
That reminded me of an interesting encounter in the Gold Coast. On the last day I was there in the morning, Mitch, myself, and Lauren went to this thing called Cold Nips, which is like this morning group at the beach, and you go in the water, and then it's very cold in the morning, obviously. Watch the sunrise, have a nice talk, and then you go get a coffee. And while there was a woman named Chloe, and we were just like we were just on a table bench chatting, like a group of us, and there was about 20. Hold on there, Chief. Just let me reveal it before you jump in. You probably already know the answer.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'd be surprised.
So we were talking. There were about 25 of us that morning, and about 10 of us were from Perth, which was like quite interesting to me. And so we were on the topic of like Perth people, and she asked me. She goes, "Oh, so where from Perth are you from?" She's like, "Are you north of the river or south of the river?" I was like, "Oh, she must know the area."
Yeah.
I go north, and she's like, "Oh, where did you go to school?" I was like, she won't know the name of the school, but so I tell her, and then she's like, "Oh, that's where I went to school." I was like, "What?"
Oh my god!
It gets weirder. Sit down.
I know what.
And then she goes, and I'm like, "Oh, what year did you graduate?" She's like, 2016. How about you?
2016.
I was like, 2019.
Oh.
And she goes, "Oh, that's the year my brother graduated." And so I'm like, "Oh, what's his name?" She's like, "Sean." So so I'm not gonna say. I'll cut it. Sean.
Yeah.
So I just
Chloe-
yeah. Oh, sick.
So wait. Let's cut that and then start from pretending like you didn't say.
No, I'll just no.
Sean's
I'll
sister.
censor it. It's fine. Yeah. So I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are the chances, bro?"
I thought you were saying Chloe, my sister, because she's going.
Oh.
She's going over to
wow.
Melbourne,
That'd
Queensland.
be crazy.
I was like, when you said,
Crazy enough.
said, I was like, there's no way.
But like, what are the chances? Like, I know that's not a crazy connection, but still, like,
That's mad.
that is, yeah. I was like baffled for a moment. I was like, what's going on right now?
Did you have a little chat?
Yeah,
or was it-
yeah. We spoke. Yeah,
Nice.
We
And
were
you
speaking
chatted
about
what you were doing and stuff.
We were speaking about him being over in US and Canada. She's been living there last I think for a year, studying and
wow.
working and doing a thing. And yeah, it was an interesting
cool?
encounter. Yeah, for sure.
I always find it like really nice, to be honest. Like connecting
Moments
with
like
people
that.
who are close-ish links to school.
Yeah.
Because it's like so nice you have something that links you that's like deep rooted within you. So then you both kind of know each other, kinda.
To an extent.
So
yeah.
then connecting is like way more comfortable,
Mm.
and it feels more important to connect to that person. Maybe I'm
100%,
just
man. No, totally agree, man. It was cool.
any travel tips?
Travel tips.
Yeah, for anyone traveling, through Australia, like driving or just traveling in general. What things, like little hacks maybe?
Okay. One.
Give me 3.
Give you.
If you
3.
have 3.
Okay. All right. All right. Number one, most important thing: plan your route before you leave. Because we kind of as I mentioned on the second night, we were kind of planning it. But Mitch was so busy leading up to it. He had his schedule like fully booked. So he was like, I don't really have time for us to like sit down for an hour or two and like fully plan it. We could plan it on a trip. I was like, that's fair. So yeah, like it felt really spontaneous, which I kind of liked, but I like to be organized. Makes me feel more comfortable and prepared. So one thing I'd say, like, be planned enough to where you know what's going on, because for a period for instance, we didn't even know whether we could realistically make it to and from Uluru. So one would be like, have your trip like planned, which is some obvious advice, but like take that on board without a doubt. A second thing is like, bro, traveling, I don't know how I could have managed doing that solo. Like especially driving. I would highly recommend not to drive as long as days as we did without like having multiple people, like, because we were able to talk and listen to music and
swap over
and swap over, take breaks. That was a big help.
Did it at all make you want to or interested in the idea of solo travel at all?
I would certainly want to do some solo traveling in my time,
but not necessarily
I could do driving. I think
not a nullable trip.
I think because of the way our trip was designed, because of the time constraints and such, like I wouldn't have done the exact trip I just did. I wouldn't have done alone because it probably would have been impossible to pull off. Third tip. Don't drink fuel station coffee. Sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, dude.
Yeah.
7-Eleven's bad.
Oh, and make sure your friend cleans their pots and pans before they leave, because he just brought dirt. He brought a dirty kettle, brought a dirty pot and pan, and they had like...
What do you mean dirty?
Like, he didn't clean them, and they were just sitting in his car for months.
What a grub.
I know, the grub. Mitch the grub. Oh, and
you should title that one of the episodes, Mitch the Grub.
Mitch the Grub.
When you introduce him.
We didn't even really when we were filming the mini series. We didn't speak on that. I'm glad I brought it up now, Mitch. Seriously, get your gear sorted, bro.
Get your dues in order,
Mitch
my
the
friend.
Muppet. But yeah, bring that wasn't like a big hurdle to overcome. Like, we just washed it when we were over there, but yeah, it hadn't quite like molded over, but like there was like the tastes were, I don't know. It's have your things cleaned.
The flavor of like the 12-month-old baked beans were imprinted on the pan.
Exactly right, dude. Yeah, man. So there we go.
Great.
Wow. We spoke about that for an hour.
That's thank you for listening.
No. Whoa,
dude,
brother.
Next episode.
Oh, you want to film 2?
Let's do 2.
Okay. All right, this one a bit shorter today, but I love it.
How
awesome,
long?
Dude.
An hour.
An hour, but probably maybe we should wrap up with a quick thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if I have any.
Also,
oh man.
Also, like, make a playlist before you leave, because I accidentally unliked all of Mitch's. You know how there's one
nothing
button
was saved, was it?
No, so all his liked songs were there, and like 2/3 of them were downloaded, and bro, I accidentally clicked one button and it undownloads all of them, and so would have had to re-download like 5 gigabytes worth of music. And also, I had a few like saved playlists, but like I was planning to create like a 40-hour playlist.
You know what it is? Bring some CDs. Bring CDs.
Yeah, we actually didn't listen to any CDs. If you bring all Spotify,
but if you bring
all CarPlay.
You didn't listen to this music?
No. We didn't listen to CDs. We only listened to like our iPhones
all
through CarPlay.
You said all Spotify. I thought you said or.
No, yeah.
ALL.
All Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you bring CDs, then if something like that does happen, it's like, oh, sweet, that's all good. We've got Stevie Nicks, I don't know,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Another thing I found out about Mitch is, like, he's not a movie guy at all. So, like, I'm, like, saying all these movie references on a trip, and he's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like,
Yeah, true. Did you get to know him? Like,
yeah.
Did it also
definitely.
reveal, like how close you actually were? And then at the end, you were like, oh, now we're so much closer?
100%.
Because I did a trip with Luke Julius Smith, and that,
yeah.
like, bonded
Similar
us.
time, similar
Not
time
length,
frame? But similar,
a
like,
week?
exposure time.
We did.
Still, man.
Like Kalbarri trip together, rock climbing trip.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I don't know how people go together for, like, months on end. It never got bad, but there were points where, like, both our moods were, like, fluctuating. Bro, sleep, food, water, so important. Like, we were kind of, like, letting it slide to an extent. Like, weren't eating the best food because we didn't have the proper equipment, or, like,
we just get lazy
at times, or we just weren't, like, we both had big water bottles and plenty of water. We just, like, were neglecting it a bit. We were, like, we were constantly feeding ourselves coffees to stay active.
Isn't that interesting?
And
Like, when
our
you're away,
sleep, and we had enough sleep, but not, like, we weren't having. We were having enough hours of sleep, but sometimes that would slide. Like, one night we slept like 4 hours because we did a lot. That was like Uluru, and we just slammed a bunch of coffees. And that automatically sounds better.
Yeah, that's why your audio, when you listen back to you, you're like, why do I sound?
Yeah, and so
First swear word.
You know what? Our end, that's all right. And so yeah, I would say I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Ethan.
It's about keeping sustained, keeping
just
not letting things
your
slide
well-being.
like that.
Yeah, but I also Mitch and I also spoke about, like, no matter all those elements, your mood might just be at a low, and there's nothing you can do at that point. And I think we never had, like, a fight. There were, like, times where one of us were, like, clearly not in a great mood, and so the other one was, like, very much understanding and was just, like, we were always checking up on each other, which was nice. Always saying, all good, mate, how are ya?
That's good.
How you feeling? Stuff like that. So that was great. But yeah,
were there some really Were there some really like I think the special part about traveling with a friend is like for that long is also just like you just end up chatting for so long and about so many things, and realizing, like, you can, like, you get into a point where it's like there will be quiet times, but it's not awkward.
No, certainly not.
And when you're talking, then you can just talk forever.
There was almost never an awkward moment from my memory. And one evening, this was probably the best day, because in the morning we saw Uluru, spent the day at that thing, filmed the first at that place, filmed the first episode of the miniseries there. And then driving back, we had like a 4-hour, like, deep and meaningful conversation. So good, man. So good. And then in that moment, we saw, like, a shooting star. And we were just like,
that sealed the night.
That's a sign that this was just such a iconic moment in our relationship and friendship and the time together on our trip, man. It was great.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your holiday, man.
Of course, dude. Thank you for listening. That was great.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about. I have more to talk about, but I'm happy to leave this as like your trip.
Yeah, man. Sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening and watching.
We are
Eggs on Toast. Let's go. See you guys later.
Peace.